Bom dia. That's my best version of Portuguese. Uh, I live in the Central Valley of California, obviously. Like I've mentioned before, I know I haven't been on lately. I've just been really extremely busy, a lot of moving parts right now in my life. I went with Portuguese. There's a lot of Portuguese in this area where I live. I know my mom says we're part Portuguese, which we probably are, maybe. I'm not entirely sure though. There's a big Portuguese population in this general area. But yes, today I was wanting to talk about speaking of Portuguese. They own a lot of farms and a lot of businesses out here. I want to talk about money making strategies. You know what I mean? I've been just really wanting to make some passive income. I really felt like real estate was probably the safest bet, but right now I don't think that real estate is a money making scheme right now with the way the market is. I've been looking at buying property on my own, or either on my own or with my mom. She's retired right now, or she is retired. But when I'm breaking down the money and the numbers and stuff, I'm really not gonna make any money. I'll just break even, if that. Here in California, at least, so it's not worth it. And I don't want to buy anything outside of California right now. I mean, if I was from another state, I'd probably would, or if I was originally from another state where I knew the how that state, politics works and stuff and whatnot. But I'm not familiar with. I don't want to start investing in a place that I'm not familiar with, where I could be like, all right, I could, understand how the landscape is in that area, like the political landscape, economic landscape, not actual physical landscape. Um, but yeah, I mean, I've looked online at these schemes, and I mean, there might be some money to be made, but I really, for the most part, when I look at the numbers and stuff, like the amount of people that are making money versus like these stories that they sell you online. Oh, I made $10,000 in a week, or $20,000 in a month. I feel like those are the select few stories of people that just happen to get lucky, on these get rich schemes or whatnot. I was kind of almost ringed into one of those, myself, and I'm like, I'm thinking about it. They want you to spend 2 grand. The scheme is making money off you to go to these courses, all these, Tim Robbins or Tony Robbins and freaking Andrew Tate, and these, go to this seminar and this convention and spend $3,000 for what? So just for somebody to tell me get off your butt and do something. They're not giving me a grant themselves. They're not showing me how to apply for any of this stuff. You know what I mean? So why even bother? But I mean, that's enough knocking on them. I don't like to say anything that's not good. If I don't have anything to say, I don't like to say it at all. I just personally, from my experience, I don't see how those could work. In the dynamics of the world nowadays, I think money making is going to be extremely harder and harder in our world, because everything's going to get sucked into a vacuum, and the top 1% of people are going to own a vast majority of the wealth, and they're going to secure their wealth. People that have wealth don't want to give it away. I mean, why would you want to give your wealth away? So they're going to continue to lock down that wealth. That's why you see people that are traditionally in one market, they're buying stocks in markets that are almost unrelated, just so they could have a more stronger hold on things. One example that comes to mind is like Bill Gates. It's crazy, like how Bill Gates is buying farmland. You know what I mean? I recently was reading up on how Bill Gates is buying farmland throughout the United States, and it's pretty interesting, man. It's crazy. freaking I'm just thinking about any sort of ways to make money. I got my life insurance license. Well, I'm waiting for the backgrounds right now. I'm planning to get my real estate license as well. Um, if it all else, I'll go back to work as a nurse and work as a travel nurse. See if I can make a good amount of money that way. I was looking at buying. I had a friend who got into the party business. What I mean by that is that she bought inflatable party bounce houses and water bounce houses. And I think they have like her and her husband, they have like a good amount now. I think it's like five or six of them, and they each of those bounce houses are like, they're expensive. They're like $3,000 each. I mean, but she was working as a travel nurse, and all that extra money she just put towards that business as a write off as well. And you rent one of those out for the weekend, that's $200, bro, right off top. So all that money that she's making now is just extra money, bro. It's not even paying off that how much the cost of those things were, because she paid it off. She just bought those outright. Uh, I mean, I've seen other like subtle ways to go about making money, like vending machines. The problem is trying to find businesses that want to have vending machines, and then on top of that, have vending machines where it's accessible. Usually though, you could put a vending machine here, and it's somewhere where nobody's gonna even see that vending machine. So I mean, that's another a couple grand just to buy a vending machine, and then you gotta dish out the amount of money that business is gonna want for having that vending machine there. So uh, that's kind of like, I don't know, not really ideal in my opinion, for myself at least. I think if anything else, I'm probably just gonna have to look into like investments and just save up money, for the time being, until the housing market gets better and I could buy property and go in with it with my mom. I had a friend who was also interested in starting businesses, and he wanted to do a car wash business, but I feel like that market's kind of saturated too. He wants to buy those. He wants to build like an old fashioned, wash your car yourself car wash, but I just don't see the money in it, bro. Like when people could go to these car washes that wash it for you, and it only costs what, $7, $8, $9 for the wash, versus, and it's pretty quick too. It's what, it only takes you like 2 minutes to go through that machine, versus washing the car myself. People just don't have that time anymore, to just do that. I know he was trying to market it towards like a lot of the Mexican population, the like recent uh, like immigrants, and like the smaller rural towns. And yeah, I could see like they like to spend time to do stuff like that, like from my personal experience too. He said that being that he comes from a family of immigrants, and that's traditionally what they would do. And I see that to a certain extent. I just don't think anybody has the time or the energy to uh, devote, to washing your car. I mean, at least not that much. I mean, what, you wash your car what, once a week maybe? And a lot of people don't even do that, because they're so busy. Um, I'm just wondering, what kind of like a money making like strategies are there? You know what I mean? I don't want to say schemes, but strategies. Because I want to try to make it as honest as possible. I know in today's world, it's hard to be totally straightforward. I was wanting to start like a little food business too, but that's just devoting a lot of time, and I want to try to stay as passive as possible when it comes to making passive income. I mean, the only other thing is I could go to travel nursing, save up some money and invest, or look into cryptocurrency. But I feel like the cryptocurrency market's it's gonna eventually implode on itself. I think all the other cryptocurrencies. I think Bitcoin will stay around probably because it's the strongest and it's the most probably legitimate out of all of them. I think there has to be some sort of way of ensuring that this currency is, not going to collapse or, you know what I mean? And I think the only cryptocurrency that will probably, survive this phase, this, fad or whatever, is going to be Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's going to be backed by, like, I think government agencies, to ensure the safety and using cryptocurrency. Because right now, people, I feel like maybe some people got into it and they got into it at the right time and then sold their stocks. But all these other ones, like, all these other cryptocurrencies that rode the coattails of Bitcoin, um, they're not going to survive, bro. It's going to be Bitcoin pretty much. That's going to be crypto. Um, but I don't see no way in investing in that, because I just want to make passive income, really, man. And there's no way of making passive income by just putting it in the savings account, bro. You're gonna make nothing, bro. Not even pennies on the dollar, bro. So I really just want to go back to probably the real estate strategy, because I feel like that's the most for sure, bro. Especially in the world we live in, where it's getting more and more populated or densely populated, and there's not as much housing to supplement the population increase. So the demand is going to be there, man. The demand is going to be there for sure. Now, the prices are going so high where where you can't even make a profit right now. You'd pretty much probably be breaking even, if not actually paying into your freaking um, real estate investment. I wish I would have thought about all this stuff like years ago. At the time, I just didn't have that mentality. I was like going through a lot of things, and if I would have only been able to go back and talk to myself about like stuff like this, years ago, I think I would have went through and did this. You know what I mean? Um, I mean, with anything, you have to have money to make money, though. So I think that was my big thing. I didn't really have a career where I was making money. You know, like off topic, I think in high school they should have a class where you explore all different careers. And I'm not talking about the careers that kids could look up themselves, like public service, like firefighter, law enforcement. That's all good and stuff. But I mean, a kid already knows, like, oh, I gotta go to fire academy. I gotta go to police academy, nursing school, or go to university, become a doctor. I'm talking about lesser known occupations, that could help, young people understand, oh, there's that job. I would do that. You don't need a high school, or you only need a high school diploma. You don't need a college degree. Okay. And you're making that much money. That's not bad. I think it would have got me on the fast track to be where I want to be, sooner in life, and not struggling, or not struggling probably as much, but not trying to calculate as much my direction that I want to take my financial goals. Um, I don't know. Do you guys got any suggestions out there? Like I mean, I'm not trying to, like, I mean, I don't want to say that I'm not trying to make money quick, but it's more like a guaranteed safe investment where the actuality of making money, even if it's not that much, is pretty high, and I want it to be as passive as possible, where I don't have to devote too much time to it. You know, I know that's asking for a lot, but hey, maybe somebody out there got some suggestions that I could look into. That's not like a pyramid scheme either. I don't want to do any pyramid type scheme related work. I just don't feel like the amount of time and effort compared to the amount of money is not worth it. Uh, I mean, there might be somebody out there that has a suggestion that I haven't came across. Let me know. Take care.